I appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us. Have you enjoyed this little extra time since the win on Thursday night? A little bit of a mini bye going into this weekend.
Very nice. It was very nice, very refreshing. Good for the mind, good for the body. It was good.
Uh, how big was that win coming off the back of the losing streak to kind of reset that building? First win under Coach Ulbrich and get yourselves into a position where you can go forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think it was very big. For one, like you said, a lot of guys, in this building, on this team, have a lot of respect for Coach Brick. So to get that one for him versus a quality opponent like that was, definitely a priority. And then priority number two is, of course, defending our home turf. And we did that versus a good team. So it was really good for us.
I don't know if you saw Devontae's comments on Up and Adams this week, but really effusive with praise for Coach Ulbrich. What's your experience of someone who's been around, Super Bowl winning locker rooms, head coaches like Bill Belichick? Like, what's your experience of him in his first 4 weeks in this job?
Yeah, man, he gets it, man. He holds everybody accountable. From the top players on the team to the practice squad guys. He holds everybody accountable, which I love. I've been a part of a championship team, and that's priority number one. And then number two, he loves on us, man. Whatever it may be, whoever it may be, whatever position. He's a player's coach, and you can't ask for too much more. It makes you want to go out and play that much harder for him.
For a defensive guy as well, I guess a guy who got brought up into the main roster, it may be down to injuries, etc., but you got your opportunity with Coach Ulbrich as well. So that sounds like everything you described there is great for a head coach. What's he like as a defensive guy? What's he like in that room with you?
Yeah, a guy who's very very demanding of his defense, every position. A guy who's very smart, and also he listens to the players. It's just not my way or the highway. Some calls it may be, but other calls if we see things a certain type of way collectively as a group, he does put thought into making adjustments for us to be able to make us go out there and play faster, man. And I love that.
What about for you personally, Jalen? Because we mentioned it. You've been on a championship team. You've 9 years in the league now, but a very different season for you this year. Starting off with the Giants, being cut from that roster, coming through the practice squad. So, how is everything going through to taking 100% of the snaps against the Texans and having a hell of a game last week? How has everything like that been for you as a vet?
It's been a blessing, man. It really has. I gotta thank God first. Two, thank this organization for giving me opportunity. Coach Brick, my position coach, Coach M, trusting in me to go out there and be able to help this team, you know, play better, get a win. But it's definitely been a rocky road from the start. But I'm here now, and I'm all gas, man.
Love it. Absolutely love it. One guy I do want to ask about on that defense, a guy who's been in the proverbial crosshairs a little bit. A lot of people looking at his performance, which I think is almost amazing when you're a third year guy. But Sauce Gardner, what of the first kind of 6 months you've spent with him, what have you made of him and his performances?
Um, of course, knowing about him because I was in his division for 3 years with New England, and the success that he had in his league. I think the biggest thing that impressed me is actually his IQ. We can be on the field at practice, we can be on the field in the game, and he may be calling out a route on the opposite side of the field. And a lot of times you don't get corners that do that, especially guys who can play man like him. Usually they just want to lock in on that guy. They don't care about anything else. But him being able to know concepts, knowing, how teams may attack us in certain calls, that just goes to show that, he's watching film and, he's applying it.
Teams have been willing to go to his side a little more this year. We saw it here in London. So, how has he responded? What have you seen from him that shows that he's kind of grown in this year?
Yeah. I think what people fail to realize is the success that Sauce had in his first 2 years is like abnormal, right? I think he set the standard so high to where he may get a ball or two caught on him in a game, and people are like, "Whoa, what is going on?" But at the end, right at the end of the day, corner to me is the second hardest position on the football field besides quarterback. You know, um, he's playing man to man. trying to track the ball. A lot of these quarterbacks are just throwing the ball up. It's hard. We can't even touch the receiver after 5 yards. It's a lot of ticky-tack stuff. So I think with him, at the end of the day, he still goes out there each and every down, plays hard, and that's all we can ask of him. And go out there and be himself.
Have you noticed it's been ticky tack this year? Because I do feel like we see a lot of balls thrown up. And I mentioned London, that game. He's having to go one on one with Justin Jefferson a huge amount of the time. Even if he doesn't have a huge day, you know that he's going to draw some penalties, because if they throw the ball up there, they seem like they go one way.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of tickets. I mean, it's obviously league at the end of the day. And us as defensive players, we understand that. It's just the next snap mentality. Whatever, if they call it, they call it. If they don't, they don't. Whether it's good coverage or bad coverage, it's always next snap mentality.
Jalen, I want to know about what you've seen as well coming into that building from Aaron Rodgers in this year. It's been fascinating speaking to players on the Jets throughout this season, getting their impression of him and what he's brought to the organization. So just tell us a little bit, for you as a guy coming from the outside, what you've seen from Rodgers.
Guy who's a leader, guy who coming out in practice and trying to execute at a high level. I mean, you seen the scramble last week on Thursday night. You feel me? That as soon as I seen that on the sideline, I'm screaming to guys on the sideline like, this dude wants to win. He wants to win, and that didn't do nothing but energize the whole team when he did that. So, as for the quarterback position, we can't ask for much more from him.
Is there still a feeling he can get better, and as a team you can get better?
Oh yeah, every day, every week. It's no ceiling for us. It can't be no complacency. You can have an amazing game, but at the end of the day, you find those 5, 6, 7 plays that may have been off, or you could have did a little bit better, and then those are the things that you work on the next week at practice, and then you build from there. And then the next game, you find those 4, 5, 6 plays where you were a little off, and then you work on that. But at the end of the day, this sport is week in and week out. You have to prove it every week, and you have to get better every week.
Is there still a feeling, there's all those stats were thrown out there last week. Only 3, 2, and 6 teams have ever gone to the playoffs, but 2 of them have come in this modern era of 17 games, 14 playoff teams. Do you still think you guys have what it takes to be a playoff team this season, to go on that kind of run?
100%. But the biggest thing about going on a run, that can't be the mentality. The mentality has to be practice once a day, get better once a day, every week. And then when the game comes, it's once a week. It's one game at a time. That's it. Don't think about we can win 4, 5, 6 games in a row. Of course, that's what we want to do. Nobody plays this sport to lose, right? But it has to be sniper focus, one day at a time, one week at a time, one game at a time, and build from there. So our whole main focus right now is Arizona Cardinals, nothing else.
Finally, Den, just on that game this weekend, they're a team who have surprised a lot of people this year. They've clearly got threats, guys like Marvin Harrison and what Kyler Murray can do in and out of the pocket. So what have you seen from them on film? How hyped are you for that game this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, talking about Kyler Murray, baseball guy, can make all the off-platform throws in and out of the pocket. Also an explosive runner. Same with James Conner. And then you saying the rookie Marvin Harrison. He flashes on tape here and there. A guy you can't go to sleep on. You see guys go to sleep on him here and there, and then next you know he has an explosive play down the field. So it's definitely it's going to be a 3-level game. And when I say 3-level, from our defensive line to our linebackers to our secondary, everybody's going to have to go out there and do their job to get this win.
Disciplined day for you, with your eyes on Sunday needed, sir.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, Jalen. Really appreciate your time. Have a good one, and good luck for Sunday.
Thank you.